January is winding down, which means we're getting closer to spring training. At the moment, 15 of our top 50 free agents remain unsigned, including 3 of the top 7. There is still some time to go in the off-season, for sure, but usually all the top free agents are signed by now. We're going to keep track of the day's hot stove rumblings right here in this roundup post. Make sure you check back often for updates. San Diego eyeing Machado view profile. The Padres are making a run at free agent slugger Manny Machado, Kevin Ace of the San Diego Union-Tribune reports. Ace notes that San Diego was not one of the original mystery teams previously reported in the Machado sweepstakes, but it became a player once it became apparent the cost would not be astronomical. According to a source, the Padres are indeed making a play for Manny Machado. At Sadet, Kevin Ace was first on the Padres' pursuit. Mark Feinson at Feinson, January 25, 2019. If the Padres were to land Machado, they envision playing him at third base, per Ace's report. Machado has said to prefer playing shortstop, but he figures to wind up to whoever has the best offer. If Machado were to go to San Diego, he'd be joining a team loaded with youth talent, such as prospects Fernando Tatis Jr. and Luis Urias. Tatis and Urias are expected to have the opportunity to become regulars at some point during the 2019 season. The White Sox, Phillies and Yankees are the other teams that have been connected to the superstar infielder. Phillies, Nola may be heading to arbitration. View profile. The Phillies have not had any substantive discussions with Aaron Nola regarding a long-term contract extension, according to Matt Gelb of The Athletic. The two sides are facing a $2.5 million gap between the $4.5 million at which the Phillies filed and the $6.75 million at which Nola filed. Here's more from Gelb on Nola's contractual status and pending arbitration case. In this instance, there does not appear to be animosity between the two sides. Nola, earlier in the week, told reporters he was not aware of any long-term contract negotiations. Two sources familiar with the situation corroborated Nola's view. There have not been substantive discussions about an extension. It is odd, as this would have been the winter to pursue such an agreement because the closer and closer Nola inches toward free agency, the less incentive there is to forego that process and the higher his price tag becomes. As of now, Nola would reach free agency after the 2021 season. An arbitration hearing is set for Feb. 14, and while the two sides may end up finding some kind of agreement to avoid it, it's still very much possible for the 25-year-old's case to be resolved in front of an arbitration panel. Nola and Yankees right-hander Luis Severino are in similar situations. The Yankees filed at $4.4 million for Severino. No starting pitcher in his first year of arbitration eligibility has topped the $4.35 million that Dontrelle Willis made in 2006. That is, until Willis' record was shattered by Dallas Keuchel, who untreated arbitration fresh off his Cy Young win, agreeing to a $7.25 million deal for the 2016 season. Braves not willing to spend big on Kimbrel. View profile. It's been fairly quiet for the Braves since they kicked off their offseason, signing both Josh Donaldson and Brian McCann. The team did re-sign Nick Markakis to fill their obvious hole in right field on Tuesday. However, for those thinking the Braves were going after free agent reliever Craig Kimbrel for another big signing this offseason, general manager Alex Anthopoulos downplayed his team's pursuit, if not almost entirely ruled out the possibility of signing him. Here's what Anthopoulos told MLB Network Radio on Sirius XM: "He makes everybody a lot better. He's one of the best closers of all time. I did come out early in the off-season and, not speaking specifically about him, but our payroll, our model, I don't know that us spending big, elite dollars on a reliever, length, determined all that, I don't know that that model works for us." Anthopoulos' comments echoes the same sentiment we've heard from Red Sox president of baseball operations Dave Dombrowski, who continues to claim that Boston won't spend big on a closer. So where does all this leave Kimbrel? Well, his market is lukewarm right now, at best. The Phillies seem ready to open up the coffers, but their focus has been on top free agents Bryce Harper and Machado, so they're unlikely to make a move for Kimbrel until those two sign. A's sign Estrada view profile. Multiple reports indicate the Athletics have agreed to terms with starting pitcher Marco Estrada. Jeff Passan of ESPN.com has the details. Free agent starter Marco Estrada and the Oakland A's are in agreement on a one-year, $4 million contract, a source familiar with the contract tells ESPN. MLB was first with the agreement, as were at Ken Rosenthal and at John Heyman with Justin Wilson. Specifics: Jeff Passan, at Jeff Passan, January 25, 2019. Estrada, 35, is coming off a dreadful season. He was 7-14 with a 5.64 ERA, 1.43 WHIP in 103 strikeouts against 50 walks in 143 and 2/3 innings. He finished 10th in AL Cy Young voting in 2015 and followed it up with an All-Star season in 2016, when he pitched to a 3.48 ERA. In each of those seasons, Estrada posted the lowest hit rate, 6.7 and 6.8 hits per 9 innings, respectively, in the American League. Perhaps the A's can salvage a good season out of him the way they did Edwin Jackson and Trevor Cahill last season. Estrada figures to join Mike Fiers, Daniel Mangden, Frankie Montas and Chris Bassett in the A's rotation, but there are lots of viable options. A few players who might be returning from major injury, such as Sean Pineda and Andrew Triggs. Reyes wants to keep playing. View profile. Infielder Jose Reyes doesn't want to be forced into retirement, and instead wants to keep playing. Apparently, a source who may be David Wright told me today Jose Reyes is not planning to retire and hopes to catch on with a team before spring training. Anthony Reber, at There La Reber, January 25, 2019. Surely it's true that Reyes wants to keep playing, but it might not be his choice. Point blank, it's hard to see why any team would even want Reyes. He carries off-field baggage, which is an understatement, and he hit .189, .260, .320, 63 ops last season. He'll be 36 last season and hasn't been a good player in years.